Well, he better tell them because he just did it again. Hey everybody, Jim Ellis here, the unemployed entrepreneur. Thanks again for watching my videos, and if you haven't done so yet, smash that subscribe button, and when you see the little bell and then you see the little come up, you'll see a all and a customize and a ball. Just click all. It's easier that way. That way you'll get all the notifications every time I put out a new video, and you know you don't want to miss that. Okay? Well, good to see you again. Thanks again for joining me. I want to say something real quick about my page name, The Unemployed Entrepreneur. I want you to realize that if you are someone who is unemployed, or if you are someone who is an entrepreneur, or if you are someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, and maybe you're just, working a daily grind at a job, maybe you can't stand, maybe you like it, but you kind of wish you had something better. I'm just going to tell you, do it. You can do it. If you got something burning inside, do it. Okay, it's my encouragement for you today. Okay, I also want to say that sometimes you have to work and not make any money, like what I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying this, as you may or may not know. Hopefully, you know. If you don't know, look at some of my most recent videos. I believe I'm on day 6 now. Yes, day 6, I believe, of music that inspired me. This video series came about because of a challenge on Facebook, which I'm sure you've seen, where somebody says, hey, post artwork for an album that you like, something that inspired you growing up or what have you. And, it's hard to find album cover artwork nowadays, in real form, like as in like solid, like actual album covers. Because, albums have been a thing of the past for years. I actually used to have, in fact, I did DeGarmo and Key Communication a couple of videos ago, and I actually had a album-sized poster of that particular album at one point, hanging on my wall. No idea what happened to that. It's gone now. But we do have these little things called CD covers. This is the band I'm talking about today. Petra! Now, if you're a Christian and you're into rock music at all, you kind of can't get away from Petra. You just can't get away from it. They were, how did I say, the phrase I used for DeGarmo and Key is they were one of the pioneers. Petra was like the pioneers, was. They started back in the 70s as well. I think prior to DeGarmo and Key, if I recall, it was early 70s. Their lead singer at the time was Greg X Volts. And I bring that up because right now, and I may be a little off, but I think it's probably still happening. Right now on this day, which I'm not going to say the date because, it's Monday and you're going to get this video on Tuesday. But right at this very moment, I think, Greg X Volts, the former lead singer of Petra, who actually is now back with John Lowry and a couple other guys doing, like, I think, what do they call it? What did she call it? CR, Classic Revival Petra, I think, something like that, CRP. But anyway, it's a revival of Petra with at least 2 of the members, because Greg and John Lowry are in it. But I say all that to say that right now, Greg X Volts is playing golf with 2 of his buddies. And as of, was it yesterday or was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday. A friend of mine who happens to be the daughter of Greg X Volts, she was my acting coach for a long time, and I'd like to consider her a friend, and I hope she considers me as such. She actually posted, does anybody want to play golf on, Monday? And I was like, I jokingly, I don't remember what I said, but I responded to it. And she actually sent me a text in private because there was, private information going on, I guess. I'm sure I can say it now because it's over and done with, but her dad was playing golf with a couple of buddies, and they needed a 4th. And I'm 3.5 hours south of there. I couldn't make that run just to play a round of golf. I wish I could have, because if I could have, I'd be out there playing golf with Craig X Volts. And hey, then I'd be living a memory, meeting a memory, so to speak. But anyway, this one I don't even think, this is after, this is John Schlitt. This is John Schlitt. This is John Schlitt. I don't have anything with Greg X Volts on it. That's really sad. I'm sorry, John. I know that Greg X Volts, I believe, is no, maybe he's not involved in this project. But anyway, I also want to talk about Petra Power Praise. Petra in general, it's hard to, and I haven't even posted, I'll post one of these covers, maybe both of them, all of them, I don't know, tomorrow. But Petra Power Praise is actually we're kind of getting into the transition between, and it's funny, we're actually going back to the roots because Petra was the first Christian band I ever really listened to. I mean, I liked things like REO Speedwagon and Van Halen when I was a kid, but I never listened to them because it was anathema. I mean, I was a Christian. I couldn't listen to that stuff. I'm joking, but I'm not at the same time. It's kind of the feeling I got from the church I went to and things like that. But I was deeply into Southern gospel music because that's how as my dad still loves to this day. And I was pretty good at it, I think. I mean, I could sing it well. In fact, my dad jokes about me being 18 months old and singing a really low bass note when I was 18 months old. And I was there, but I don't remember it. I was 18 months old. But, as I grew and my voice changed, my voice actually went up because I remember singing bass in choirs and things in, younger grade school and junior high, that kind of thing. But my voice really did change and I really did become a tenor. And I was the lead screamer in several Christian rock bands as a teenager and a young adult and loved every minute of it. And Petra was obviously a big, big, big influence on that. But Petra also has the prominent place of being the transition point for me to a certain degree. And I don't know that I'll get into worship albums tomorrow, but I'm still trying to go chronologically. But Petra Power Praise in particular, you are, I am, and starting, somebody's gonna praise his name. Somebody's gonna, I can't remember the words, but that's John Schlitt again. But without him, we can do nothing. See, these are older songs. They turned into praise songs. Oh my goodness, and they were good too. Man, they were good. This was Power Praise right here, especially for when was this put out? This was put out in 1993. But they took songs that were 20 plus years old and turned them into, praise ye the Lord, praise ye the Lord, praise ye the Lord forever. Anyway, that's my Craig X Volts impersonation. Not really. When I really get going, but I'm not going to really get going in here. There are people in the house. But this goes from the rock and roll stuff that this is representing, but I don't have the older albums like More Power to Ya and Beat the System. Beat the System is the one I really wanted to mention too, because Beat the System went from their typical rock that they'd been doing for, at that point, 15 years, and then it turned into kind of a techno rock thing. And it worked. I mean, it really worked. It was surprising, and because it didn't sound like the typical Petra. And a lot of people got turned off by it. I loved it. In fact, one of the stories I love to tell about, I'm pretty sure it was that album. I was listening to that album on cassette on a Walkman. Yes, a Walkman. I was on a missions trip in Germany, and I had like a half-hour downtime or something. Went back to the room, laid in the bed, put the earphones in, played the first side of the tape, and I kid you not, I fell asleep in the first song, and I woke up in the middle of the last song. 5 songs, all rocking on that first, and I didn't hear any of the songs in between. But yeah, I found out then I could sleep to rock and roll. In fact, I couldn't play heavy metal music while driving at night because heavy metal put me to sleep. I'm not lying. Unless it's cranking really loud, if it's just like in the background, because there were the people in the car at the time when I found this out, so I couldn't crank it because they were actually trying to sleep. But we played that music, and it actually I wanted to go to sleep while driving. Maybe it's because in the middle of the night too, but you get my drift. But anyway, Petra, huge influence on me. I remember the album More Power to Ya. I don't remember the name of their first album, but it had things like the coloring song, red is the color of the blood that flowed down the face of someone who loved us so. We actually did in 1984. Yes, in 1984, I went on a choir tour with the Michigan District Choir of the Assemblies of God. Met a lot of good people, one of which I believe is Peter Dodge, who I hopefully is watching my videos. And we actually did a musical that was all Petra music. I mean, it started off with with the whole praise ye the Lord, praise ye the Lord. I mean, it was so much fun. But again, that was 1986. So no, I'm sorry, it's 1984. So it was 36 years ago. Yeah, I'm old. But yeah, Petra has been a huge, huge influence in my life. I've never written a song. I was going to actually try to play one of them. This is my prayer. And then there's beyond belief, beyond belief. And I can't believe I've already been talking for 10 minutes watching this video. That is amazing. Petra, again, I just gotta, I gotta put them out here. These guys will go up as one of major influence on my music, on my life. One thing I do want to say, I made a couple of notes. I'm going to go ahead and look at it, make sure I say what I wanted to say. Beat the System, Germany Story, first band I listened to. Yeah, I've named the songs. The one thing I have not mentioned is the Pine Knob Story. I went and saw them at Pine Knob. If you don't familiar with Pine Knob, it's a venue in the Detroit area, Michigan. I think it's up in Pontiac, actually. I don't remember exactly where it is, but and somebody can correct me, which is fine. But outdoor venue, and we saw Petra there, and they're jamming out and they rocked out through the whole. And then they do what they always do, and they give the gospel message, and they give what we call an altar call, and people come down to give their life to the Lord. And I remember very clearly Bob Hartman saying, some people think that God can't use rock and roll music. Well, he better tell them, because he just did it again. That was pretty much my life when I was a kid. People saying that God can't use that kind of music, but God can do anything. I don't put God in a box. And that kind of applies to the whole unemployed entrepreneur thing too. I don't put God in a box. Yes, working, having a job is a good thing, and it's helpful, and it needs to be done. But if God gives you a way to be able to step out from where you are and move forward in what you want to do, what you believe he wants you to do, then I encourage you, do it. Do it, do it, do it. And remember, the unemployed part of unemployed entrepreneur is never permanent. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great day. Love y'all.